Welcome to the Room 250 podcast, where creatives have a conversation and hopefully inspire current and future designers to crush their creative goals, one tiny pixel at a time. I am one of three hosts, David Patrick Sly. We have Arturo Pete Peralta and Martin Batista.
Martin.
So, what is everybody drinking tonight?
What's up, bro? I flipped over back to my Buffalo Trace. So Buffalo Trace for tonight. I think this is the last pour though. So now I gotta go buy another bottle. Oh no.
Oh no, more alcohol.
Oh no.
Oh no.
One
more
episode
alcohol.
I switched over to tequila and you're like
Sweet.
Buffalo Trace.
I'm on Jameson Orange.
Dude, that's I love that one.
Well, that's a good one.
That's a nice summer
Yeah.
drink for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That
I actually
one
like
kinda
that like with a mix.
Like a almost like an old fashioned.
Mm.
No, but okay.
No,
Little bit, like a
You
little
sure?
hint, like a little
Yeah.
hint, like no,
I don't
Come on.
think so.
come on. Okay,
Nah,
fine.
I
a
don't-
little
I
bit,
don't
a
think
little
so.
bit.
I'll die on
It-
this hill.
Sly's talking about the garnish, because they put a garnish, an orange garnish there. He probably
and
eats
you
that
have
first.
Bitter orange.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, since you guys are drinking that, I'm drinking a
Mm.
Modelo, Chilada, mango y lime. I'll do the
Yeah.
hand thing.
Mm.
I
And
don't
then
like
I'll
those,
finish
man.
it off.
Those are just
Yeah?
they're kind of gross. Yeah, they're kind of gross to me. Not my jam.
They were
not my jam.
left over from a party, so
I
They're
like
free.
them.
Can't get 'em.
so they're great.
I like them, but I make them properly with the mix and limon and tajin and put some more sauce on it. Yeah.
Put some
Yeah,
salsa on it.
that way.
Yeah.
I think it's better. But even then, because it's just
Even then.
super thick. Like when you pour it onto the glass, you see how thick it is. It's not the same balance like when I make my own michelada. But that's just
Why
me.
keep
I'm just
it in the
being
can?
bougie about it. I guess
I don't have to see it if it's still in the can. So, what are you guys working on this week?
I know.
So go ahead, Martin.
Like design wise or just overall everything? Because I have a lot of
Just
shit
anything.
going on.
What have you been
bro.
working on?
Like,
Well, this is a design podcast, brother. So
Yeah.
design wise.
And then it's like,
So,
imagine-
forget design. What else have you
He's-
been doing in your life?
what are you doing in
He's
your
like-
life, bro?
He's like, my wife made me clean the bathroom.
Freaking vacuum, everything, man. I could never catch a break. Nah. We're doing some good stuff with the IGA. We had a mini yesterday. Talked about the plans for the next 3 months.
Can you lean in?
Planning out the next 3 months. Have some stuff coming down. Lush, definitely, but that's not gonna be till April. So gotta wait on that.
April 2025.
what is
Yeah. Lush
And what
is
is
the
Lush?
The poetry event where we pair up a poet and a designer and they create a poster and then we throw an event and they come together at the end and they meet each other, they get to see their work and the poster, and the poets recite their poems. So it's a pretty cool event. I love it. Definitely want to bring that back. On the side, I'm working on some personal projects and passion projects. Rather wait to say what it is until I finish it
You
up.
can name it if you. Oh, you don't want to name it right now?
Nah, I want to finish it up and then send it to the client and see if the client goes with it. If the client goes with it, it might be a pretty good gig. And I'm working
So-
with. Go ahead.
Is it a personal project or it's something that you're working on for somebody?
It's something I'm working on for somebody, but I don't want to say anything yet. I just want to get it done, get the work done, put it out there. I'll show you guys for sure to get your input on it and see what you guys think. But one of my design goals has always been to design a movie poster. So this is pretty much it. It's nothing big or anything like that, but if I do it, scratch that off my list.
Okay.
What about you guys? What are you guys working on?
nice, man? Good shit. I'm excited to see what it is that you're working on, so that way you could share. But hopefully it works out for you. Um, me as in the magazine industry is just working on actually issue number 10 for the publication that's due next week.
Damn.
Issue 9 dropped a week and a half ago. It was the Killers 20-year anniversary Hot Fuzz, that album. So it was cool to work on that one. It's just like Sly knows, being in media, a lot of fast-paced stuff. So it definitely takes
As
a
soon
toll
as
on
you're
you,
done
but
with one,
I
you're starting on the next.
pretty much, actually I get like a 4-day rest day in a way, like, because we're still growing. So after I ship the magazine, that Thursday, Friday is extremely light for me unless we have some interior stuff, which that's starting to pick up too, which is okay because that justifies for me to get a junior designer underneath me and be able to
Yay.
like hand things off, right? So which will
Nice.
help me fucking tremendously. So right now I have freelancers, and that helps lighten the load a lot. Actually, Ingrid was one of our interns when we were at Tropicana, and she is currently one of my freelancers right now. She joined the Marine Corps, and then is still in the Marine Corps and is about to have an ETS date, and she's looking to like get back into the design industry and everything. And she hit me up a couple months ago.
What's an ETS date?
Like end of term service for the military. So when your contract is up with them, it's called ETS, and that's the last day that Uncle Sam has a hold of you, kind of thing. But again, she reached out to me and was like, "Hey, a couple months ago, do you have any jobs, or do you know of any places?" And I finally reached out to her, and I mean, she's been doing great work. For those of you that are looking at this on YouTube, she did like this spread for me which would highlight like the King Tut, the bodies exhibit here in Las Vegas. There's a body exhibit where you see live cadavers and just human bodies. And like, I used to go there when we were at the Art Institute for illustration. For anatomy, and like you could get in there for free with a student badge, and you could illustrate and everything. So yeah, she's been doing great, and she did one for like the selfie museum, which I thought was pretty dope. So it definitely helps me out just doing that, and just some projects. I need to illustrate for sure. Like that's one thing that's been itching at me on the back of my head. It's just like traditional illustration on paper, like 40 hours on just cranking something out. Like I miss.
You got
doing
anything
that
in
a lot.
mind?
I want to do. I have
big black.
I've talked to the wife, and I want to do like 3 traditional big pieces a year. So, and that's gonna obviously take some time, but like when it's like Veterans Day, Father's Day, Memorial Day, or something like that, my birthday, take half the day for me and just be here in my office and illustrate and crank some stuff out. Like I want to do some Dragon Ball Z stuff. I want to do some Batman stuff, comic book stuff, but just like bigger scale. Yeah. So that's about it, man.
Very cool. Well, what I've been working on, the thumbnail for the episode we just released today.
Yeah, good job, man. It's dope.
Which is shot you listen to this
future. Yeah. So if you're listening to this now, we just released the episode with our substitute teacher, Dan McElhatton III. So you can kind of gauge how far in advance we've been shooting these. But besides that, with actual work outside of personal stuff, I'm working with marketing for a event at downtown Summerlin. It's an art festival somewhere around October, and then just been working with some of my designers, trying to make sure they're keeping their skills up. Some things fell through this week where I had to go back to some of the basics with some of the procedures, but overall, just working.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool shit, man.
Not as
awesome.
in detail as Pete. But
me, I just gonna
real
talking.
quick. Yeah. Real quick, before we get too far into this, this is YouTube, so don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. It really helps out our algorithm. But yeah, do we want to get into today's topic? Our algorithm?
Algorithm. It's like
that's what
aggro.
That's what it sounded like. He said algorithm. I'm
My
like,
algorithm.
Every time he says that, I'm gonna do that shit. I'm like,
Agro rhythm.
agro.
Hey man, I went to the dentist today. All right, so maybe I have a little bit of a list. I'll have
Is
my
that what
trays
that is?
in.
I hear it.
Yeah, you know,
Okay.
I speak good
So-
English.
I speak English. This is how I talks. This is how I
This house
talks.
speaks.
So I just realized that I'm using the Brave extension browser, and I don't have permission to share. So I have to do a workaround on that real quick.
Send it over.
Okay.
But in the meantime,
So-
I'm just gonna share over with you on Discord slide, and if you could share your screen.
Yeah,
But
we can do that. Let me.
I wanted to
Go ahead.
talk about like brand identity and logos, word marks, badges. Like I'm a big fan of that stuff. You know, when it comes to client work, I love to do anything that's brand identity. Developing the logo either from scratch or revamping whatever the current brand might be. Those are, I always find, a little bit more tricky. I don't know about you guys, how much experience you have on that part, but I feel much better when it's from the ground up than when I have to refresh what the current client has. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'll touch base on that first. I agree with you. When you're coming up with it, I mean, it's 50-50. When you're coming up with it from the ground up, I feel like it's a lot more fun because you have a little bit more free reign. You can, do your own research and come up with, 3 different really solid concepts going in 3 different roads. But when you're, following up on a brand and doing a refresher, I feel like sometimes you're a little bit more constrained where you're like, okay, well, I got to keep this element, so it's not too different for the consumer that they think it's a completely new brand. And keeping some of those design elements or updating them can be a tricky task. But if that's what you're into, some people really like those kind of designer puzzles, to say.
Yeah, true. And it's also too, like, especially when if that brand, that company is well known and it's something that needs to be updated. Like, for example, Baskin Robbins, seems like every 10 years, I think they revamp their logo. Like, that's a big undertaking. That's exciting at the same time, but it's like, shit, it's going to be typography. It has to involve 31 in one way or another. And it's like, that's the challenge, but that's also the excitement of like working with something that big. Or if it's an icon, like, think about trying to redesign the Nike symbol. In my opinion, I think like that's almost impossible to do. But it's also fun, like, to try to solve that. Like, how can you use a Nike symbol in different manners? And that to me, like, brand identity. And I feel like brand identity and branding get like mixed up. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah.
Like, when you think of brand identity, what's your guys' definition of it?
I'd say it's kind of like all encompassing. You got your logo, your word mark, you have all of the elements that you're using for advertising, whether it be, what do those ads look like? What do your marketing ads look like, as well as all of your stationery, and any of the things that go along with stationery. Do they have notebooks? Do we have pens that the company is giving out? My wife does furniture. A lot of those companies give away their pens with their information on it. So how is that pen going to look? Are you going to use a specific type of pen? What are the colors? That sort of thing. So I feel like that's brand identity for me.
Yeah.
And also, what kind of imagery? Like, do you have specific images that you're using for your company? Like, this is what represents us. We're going to use these ones in all of our marketing and advertising.
I think I heard it like this from someone that
Dean Martin.
branding is the packaging of whatever you have, and brand identity is what's inside of the company. So what you just said, Sly, the look and feel, how people perceive your company too, versus branding is, I see it as your logo. I see it as your main logo. But
How about
you guys are the logo experts.
Yeah, I don't call myself an expert.
Yeah, but
only Pete does that.
I copied a logo expert in my realm from all my friends.
Thank you very much for that. But I feel like like you're a logo expert just because you don't like to work on logos, which I don't understand, but I understand at the same part. Like out of all the design shit, logos
They're,
is the most
Icons
fun.
are the fun.
they're so
They're just fun. Like,
intimidating. They are,
but
but
why?
it was also
It's
a
like
turn off.
illustrating.
It was just a turn off, bro. When I was in college, all the fucking designers were like, "Oh, I want to be a logo designer. Logo." And I was just like, all right, cool, whatever. I don't hate logos. I actually enjoy doing them. But logos are very complex and they're very fucking hard. And then I guess that maybe they do intimidate me. I mean, I'm more flexible with them now. Like I do enjoy doing logos. It's just logos are hard, man.
So if you had to do a task,
yeah.
if you had to do a task of either I give you a logo to do for the next day, or you have to figure out like a 2-page spread with like all this copy,
You
rather do this?
Yeah, that's my jam right there. And I'm not an expert at it. And in the last couple of years, I've done a lot of that stuff, like programs and stuff for events. And at first they seem kind of boring, but once you get into it and like laying out the text and formatting the text and the hierarchy and all that, like it's a lot of fun, dude. But I really enjoy doing like posters and shit. I haven't really done like that's why I'm kind of excited about this project because like I feel like I'm back at Trop. I'm flexing. I'm doing like all this cool shit. I'm like
project.
Yeah, and like dude, I like literally sat down on Sunday and my brain was like, bro, it's Sunday. Fuck. Go fuck off. Why are you working? And let's go on our phone. Does that happen to you guys? Like when you don't want to work, your brain's like, do this, get distracted, distracts the fuck out of you, and then you're like, nah, stop it. Work. And then I start cutting shit out and I'm like, what the fuck? What am I doing? And then that's the beautiful part of it. You start playing with it and you like, hey, I wonder what this is gonna look like. You cut it out.
You do.
Yeah, you're like, you cut it out, you pen tool that shit, and then you get to a place where you're like, oh shit, this is like really coming together and this is pretty fun. And like I hadn't had this experience in a while where like you're having so much fun with it that you go to bed and your brain's still on. Your brain's still thinking about concepts and let's add this, let's add that, let's do this, maybe that's. And I'm like, all right, bro, calm down. Let me sleep. I know you're excited. Dope. We'll work on it next week. And I've been working. I worked on it Monday. I worked on it Tuesday after work. And I'm like, yes, that's what I want, bro. Like, nice. You guys know that I've been talking about leveling up these last couple months since we started this podcast. And I felt stagnant for a long time. And finally, I feel like, oh shit, I'm like, spreading my wings and getting that energy.
It's back. Like working out.
Yeah.
It's like working out. In the beginning, you know, you're kind of shaking off the rust, or you're like, yeah, Pete flexing those muscles over there. But it's like also, you know, if you think about it with your brain, you're rebuilding those neural pathways that your brain has kind of like, you know, given a lot of it to your phone when you're talking about that is like, you're getting that instant gratification. So your brain's like, oh yeah, we're going to go back to that. Let's go to our phone because we know we're going to get gratification from it. But then once you start working, then, you know, you build that pathway back and it's just like working out. In the beginning, it kind of sucks, but then as you do it, it gets easier and you're like, oh, I want to work out again. I want to keep doing this. And you're flexing your creative muscles.
At the start of the project, my brain was like, distract. And then when I got to like the middle ground and it was coming together, my brain shut the fuck, like stopped talking. And it was like, okay, cool. We're on this. We're dedicated to this now. We like it. We're having fun. Keep going. So I'm really excited about that. And this whole journey for me now, like the whole leveling up shit, I'm really excited so that I could share it with you guys, share it with the people that are listening to this podcast who get lost.
8 friends who watch this.
Hey man, if we inspire one person and shit, fuck it. I'm happy.
That's what this is all about.
Success. So I want to share that journey with you guys so that if anybody's in the same spot that I was in, where you're like, fuck, man, like I feel like I'm like starting to not be as a good designer as I was before. Like you start downing yourself for whatever reason, you know, it's your fault. You know, they say, I think Pete says this, like athletes keep fucking working out afterwards. Well, yeah, but athletes don't fucking work every day, bro, from 9 to 5 and then go, you know, do some more fitness. So
that is their job though.
That is their job. Yeah. They wake up and train like all day.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm wrong then. I don't know about sports. Shut the
Yeah,
fuck up.
no,
Yeah, I mean,
So I'm taking that to heart then.
A boxer gets up like at 4 or 5 in the morning, go runs 10 miles, then
Mm.
does training, then they eat, and they do more training, and then they eat, and then they sleep, and then they go do it again over and over.
Yep.
You
So
train.
that's what I'm doing right now. Like my last step is to still get up at 5 o'clock, go do my fitness, and start my day at that time. That's where I want to be. My wife literally told me yesterday, she was like, slow down a little bit. And I was like, nah, man, I can't. I won't do it for long. I just want to open that door. I want to see what it feels like to be on the other side, right? Because like I feel like all my life, like I've been just not mediocre, but just enough. Just give it enough so you could like be successful. Like, bro, I graduated high school, literally like C's, and like one class away from not graduating. So that's how I've always like feel like I've always been in my life, like just enough, right? And now I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking 40 years old, bro. Let's see what it feels like to be on the other side. Let's see what a month of waking up 5 o'clock, like not every day, but you know, 4 times a week feels like. And let's see
It
what
feels
it
like
does.
every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens, you know, and if nothing happens, fuck it. But you know what? I'll tell you guys about my journey, and you know, maybe in like 2-3 months or 6 months, I'll be here and like, guys, you gotta fucking do this shit. Yeah.
No, I just
Okay.
saw Pete's bottle and I was like, I just found my old water bottle
Mm.
with all my logos.
Oh
Sonia
yeah, like from when you used to climb.
hates this water bottle.
Oh, it's so funny. Like I got this big growler
Mhm.
from this event that I went to. It's like a half a gallon growler.
Mhm.
And I asked Angela, that's my wife's name. I'm like, hey, you think I should put stickers on this? Because it's just like matte black, super cool. It's like a little keg. And she's like, well, that's what you do. You like both your hydro flasks, you just have a bunch of stickers on it. I'm like, yeah, it's just cool. I love stickers. Like, I'm gonna slap brand new
Yeah,
stickers on
fuck yeah,
that.
dude.
Sonia
But
won't let me do it. She's like, it's too hard to clean.
no, just clean the inside. You're all right.
Mhm.
All right. So Martin, like that's super great that you are like trying to level up. You know, I think, I mean, not I think, I've told you this for years, of you have the talent, you just never did it. So again, like when you talk about sitting at your desk and like kind of like having that distracting monkey that doesn't let you do anything.
Distracted monkey, I like that.
I personally don't know how that is, because when I don't want to work, I don't work. And you know me, we used to live together. I've been obsessed with what we do since I learned how to do graphic design. So to me, it was, no, I'm gonna come home, I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna play my game for a little bit, and then I get to do what I need to do because I have to do it, because I want to do it, because this is fun for me. But throughout the years, and now especially being a dad, I've learned to, hey, I need to be a family man and then do the hustle. So I try to do every other day or every other week. So if I could take the entire week off to help me refresh my brain, because also too, when it's like a heavy lift on the magazine, like ready to ship, that shit drains you. And the last thing I want to do is do more work when I get home. You know, so like that time frame, I come home, I just hang with the wife and the kids, you know, watch some TV with her and pass out. You know, but I'm a family man, and then there's times like today, like, hey, we gotta do the podcast. Yesterday, had to hang out with some friends for a birthday party, trying to launch another business, and you know, doing some branding stuff, and just being able to spend some time.
Can
some
you talk about it?
For
Can you
what?
talk about it?
Talk
That,
about it, talk
so
about it,
That
talk
friend
about it.
business, new business thing.
Well, so there's a couple things that I'm working on that actually deal with brand identity. I'm actually working on a brandy right now. So I'm doing the label for it, the brand identity for it. It just now got brewed. I can't show you guys the bottle yet, nor can I tell you the name. But it is very important to print shit out, and this is my first time doing a bottle completely, like from the ground up, and doing test runs. I'm like, this logo on my mock-ups is the shit. And then I saw it in real person. Granted, it's not the right tone of like print. I think it was a really cheap print. And looking at it and going, man, I missed the mark big time, like big time. So just having to go back and like redo that, doing another personal brand for a small business that I'm trying to launch, which I'll share that once it's actually live. And then just design, man. Like, you know, I always like to illustrate. So yeah, no, Martin, to go back to it. And then the fitness part, I've been working out since I was 15. So it's like just routine. I know when to take a exactly. I know when to take a break and let my muscles recover, and I know that it helps me mentally too and physically. Because yes, I'm a firm believer of a body in motion stays in motion. So even though we're especially when you're a graphic designer, like you sit down all day. You know, I hope if you have the money, you know, you invest in a standing desk, you go up and down. Another piece of advice, you know, go outside, go into the sun, because we're inside all day. You know, we're behind the computer, behind a monitor. Take that 15, 20-minute break.
Have your window open while you're working, even if you have a glare, but just get some of that vitamin D coming in through the window.
Yeah, I do. Well, this came from Tropicana, and I kept it going, and I still do it. It's like I just do push-ups at work, bro. 100 push-ups a day. Not every day, but like 2-3 times a week. And I have my my little push-up bar thing, and I put my feet on the chair and up and down, up and down. You have to, because
nice.
Yeah, it helps a lot, man. If you wake up and go to the gym and then go to work, like your day is
talk into the mic.
Too far.
Talk into the mic.
Yeah,
man, I'm just relaxing.
Man, bro, I'm just relaxing over here. It's your fault, fucking slide. Turn down your mic.
Yeah,
now we're trying
to
this shit. So no, the other day I like went and I worked out in the morning with my wife, went to the gym, and then got to work. I had a great day. Energy was high, fucking designing all day. So I even tell my junior, I'm like, yo, if you can, like, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but this is what I do. And when I go to the gym in the morning, come to work, like, I have a really good day. My energy's really good. And like, she's like, oh, okay. Cool.
She looked at you like you don't go to the gym.
You go to the gym with that big ass stomach.
What gym do you go to in the morning? The Pokemon gym?
Oh shit. But so back to brand identity. Since I cannot share on my screen because I'm a dumbass,
if you want me to.
For those of you that are looking on YouTube, and again, I appreciate all your views and subscriptions. Mr. David Sly here will share for me, and these are just some of the logos, like logo number 1. If you want to pulls up,
there you go.
Like, to me, this is just sick. You know, the colors work. The icon. I don't know what the star definition is. Like, I guess I could just read the description. But like at a glance, I'm like, is this a planet? Is this an astronaut? Is this like space travel? One of the brands that I worked for, Gold Bolt, this was actually kind of one of the inspirations for the first icon that I created. It's actually on my dribble. It's like an astronaut looking up. So this was a huge inspiration to the artist, which I can't read. It's
Cohen?
Cosmonaut logo. Quinn? I don't know his name.
Koen. Cohen.
Cohen?
You're talking about this
Cohen.
artist, right?
Yeah. The Koen.
Yeah, down
Cohen.
here as well, Cohen.
Yeah. So super awesome. Like, you could look at the rest of his stuff, but his stuff is amazing. And then logo number 2, Mr. David Sly. I've been a big fan of I'm gonna assume they're called Hero Design, HRO. They're based out of San Diego, but they
should be up on the screen.
Do stuff with like Hot Wheels, and like this type of logo, I have yet to design something like this. Do one myself.
I think
they're extremely rad. They're pretty rad, and it's the Photoshop logo. I'm assuming Photoshop, obviously Vector too, but it's like I want to get the layer files on this and rip it apart and be like, okay, how was this built, so I know how to build this? Because I see like stroke and inner shadows and drop shadows and textures and vector depth and more texture, and it's just, to me, this is like logo porn. Like, it's just awesome. I know it's a specific kind of client, but I would love to get the layer file. So Hero Design, if you're listening, if you could send me this logo, please, so I could be more inspired and design some more cool shit.
Hero Design, HRO Design, for those who are just listening.
Hold on, you're saying hold on? I mean, maybe we could talk to them. And then number 3, the main reason I like this is just like, I like that human like element to it, like the typography. You know, word marks themselves are very strong logos too. But I love the feel of the handwritten typography. It feels fun, playful. everything just kind of fits there, but it's kind of like moved around. I love what they did with the little human on the H.
Yeah.
And it's just
Very organic.
awesome. Yeah, there, yeah. Like it just looks cool. This was actually a big inspiration for one of the other logos that I created for a skateboarding brand, which I can't remember their name right now. But when I saw this, I was like, I love that look and feel. That's what kind of want to run with. And yeah, those are just some 3 logos that I wanted to share with everyone.
Okay.
I'll pass it over to Mr. Erosoy.
Erosoy.
We'll start with. Sorry, guys. All right, cool.
Well, are we getting into the topic of today? The main
I was
gist
just
of this?
no. Yeah, I was just sharing, like, if you guys wanted to share any other logos that you.
Oh,
yeah,
gotcha.
let me
Okay.
share.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I'll share
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ones that like I really like. Sorry.
Shout out to our 20 subscribers. I think, 17, because I think 3 of those are us.
Or those are
Thank you
numbers
for
right
listening. Yeah, we're at 20 subscribers.
now. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so thank
We're
you. Thank you
growing,
all.
yay.
Appreciate all of you.
I'm just gonna made by James. I like his work. Like this style of work is super dope. I know we're supposed to like focus on one logo, but like this shit right here.
No, that's fine. Yeah. No, they do amazing work. Now
hella
that
dope.
he teamed up with Lincoln Design too. So
Yeah.
they're doing amazing shit. They do Hot Wheels and Super Soaker stuff too.
Yeah, so like how I said, like logos aren't my, like something that I like enjoy as much. But you know what, like doing this kind of stuff, I think I would really enjoy it because I feel like that's gonna take me back to my roots, drawing and sketching and stuff. So I definitely want to try something like this. And then the other one that I really enjoy his work, and you guys know him, is Jordan, bro. I fucking love Jordan's work. Jordan just has like a fucking unique style. Like, look at this shit, man. So dope. His style of like just illustrating.
This is website is was it Jordo?
Yeah.
Was he still Jordo?
Kabaka.com. Yeah, that's kabaka.com right here. You guys can see it there. But yeah, no, his art style, dude, is like this right here. It just reminds me of Cartoon Network and shit, and like the stuff he does with it, man. Like this right here, like yeah. So shout out to Jordan, man. Like your work's fucking awesome, and this shit does inspire me. Like I do want to draw like that. It's like so simple and so complex at the same time, and like it's just like this. Man. Come on, it's fucking sick.
I wouldn't call it simple. That's one thing I definitely wouldn't use with his work. But he's definitely like just naturally
He
talented.
knows how to simplify it down. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Not simple, like minimalist, but complex. It's like minimal, like this right here. Dude, look how clean it is. Like, yeah, it's like
No, I'm not saying that it's simple. I'm just saying he knows how to create something good and then bring it down to a lot
core.
less lines. Huh?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I said
the
it's
last
core, but yeah,
one-
that's good.
Simplified. Yeah.
the last one. I'm gonna like. I love our Vegas logo, dude. I'm like I recently met Victoria Hart in person. She's with the IGA, and like, but even before that, I like this logo. It's just fun. It just feels like Vegas, and like it's just a very fun logo, and all the stuff she's done with it is amazing and great. Like, look at that. That's awesome. So yeah, those are my selects.
It is pretty cool, like being able to have something like that that's being seen by hundreds of thousands of people on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, having a Las Vegas, and it being used everywhere. Like that's badass. I wonder how much she got paid for that. That's what I'm really interested in. That's the
I'll ask
magic number
her
on
and
that one.
see if she'll tell me. But she's an amazing person, man. Like just talking to her the other day, I was like, wow, like super cool, and she's very.
And I love the
humble.
fact too. I love the fact that she uses that nice clean font on City of. and then Las Vegas. Like that's
Yeah.
fucking
The
dope,
Las
man.
Vegas
That
is
is
the fun
badass.
part. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And those for
definitely.
those of you wondering right now that are looking at YouTube and they're like, "Damn, what happened to Pizza High?" Well, I got my kids a foam sword, and we're like dueling and going at it and fucking yada yada yada. And then I put my guard down, and my firstborn said, "Hi-ya!" And bam, right in my eyeball. So
As his eye
kids,
gets worse and worse and worse.
no, this is actually already better. It's
Oh,
it was
okay.
worse
Damn.
like last week. Yeah. So Angela was worried, and then um I looked at it one day. I'm like, okay, it doesn't itch. There's no pain. I'm not blurry, nothing like that. And I noticed it was where it was bruised. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I'll be fine in a couple of days. So it's actually getting better. And now, Miss Devislav, would you like to share anything?
Yeah, I'm just pulling mine up right now.
The one on your shirt? What?
This fool's had like 45 minutes to do this.
Hey man,
I know, right?
I wasn't prepared. I was prepared for the other thing that we're going to be talking about.
I
I was not
wasn't
prepared to
prepared
pull
either,
up logos.
bro. I wasn't
Okay,
prepared
you're right,
either.
you're right.
So I'm
yeah.
just
But
gonna
you
I
should
wasn't
you,
prepared either.
you don't you guys don't have like saved like mood boards or like boxes or anything like of
No.
So that's just me. So you guys don't save anything like
I do.
you create
I
your
save,
mood boards
like-
for like
Yeah. Not mood boards.
I don't save art. I mean, I don't save logos. I save more like art that I like, stuff that I would want to like have put up. So for me, it's more like iconography. I don't know how to describe this, illustration kind of stuff. So
I mean, you would consider that a word mark, the donut logo?
Yeah, this is the word mark. But I got into them around right before the pandemic, and then kind of followed them throughout. But I always just really liked the simplicity of this word mark that they have, and the way they used it throughout their branding. Just made me fall in love with it. I have stickers of it. I have shirts of it. But something about it. Maybe it goes back to my days when I used to do graffiti. It just kind of reminds me of some of the stuff that I used to do, and that's what really draws me to it. But,
so for those of you listening, Sly has the Donut Media logo up onto the website. It's a yellow square with a black script font, handwritten, I'm gonna assume. Just clean. I see why you like it. Did you see all the drama that happened with them? Like everybody that's leaving?
Yeah, it's
like their
not
main people.
I mean, it's drama, but it's not really drama. I feel like, from what I've watched, because I watched both of the videos of the 3 different people
It's like
that
an
I
hour
left.
long. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's
Well, the creative
Speed
director
that just launched,
Speed.
and then
Yeah.
the other one is I'm drawing a blank.
I don't remember the names, but anyways, go on.
I'm not sure, but it's another car channel. But basically, they got bought out by a corporation a while ago, and they just didn't like the way that it was going, so they decided they wanted to do the stuff that they wanted to do, and they started a new channel. But from what I've what I've seen, I haven't seen any drama between them. They just decided that they want to pursue what they want to pursue, and they've done that. And I like the stuff that they're doing right now. But I want to go back to we're talking about logos and things that I like. For me, I kind of like this kind of stuff. I've been following this guy for a little bit, but this is like character design.
Who is it?
Kind of like headshots.
Who's
his
the
name
artist?
is Dermot Redden.
Based out of
this is more the
Brooklyn.
stuff that I kind of save. This is the.
I know the graffiti
like
thing was always something that you were into, because so was I.
Yeah.
So I know you doing the thumbnails, like.
Oh, dude,
I'm sure that's having so much fun for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just be sitting there, like Sonia's taking video. That's my wife, by the way. She's like taking videos of me, like just sitting there, like working on trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to do this? Like, it just like for Martin, he talked about that creativity spark coming back to him. For me, this is what has like sparked my creativity again, being able to work on these thumbnails and do the graffiti kind of style with it.
Dope.
Nice, bro. Nice. You've been doing a kick-ass job on them. So
Thank you.
we had a foundation to start off on, and then just how we've been working as a team. This is badass. I tell Angela, I'm like, this is awesome to actually have something that's cool and fun, and like I can rely on my teammates here to, hey, you're doing this, he's doing that, I'm doing that.
We ain't got to ask, bro. Like, it's part of our routine.
In the same cylinder. Yeah. So that's fucking badass.
It's not yeah, go ahead.
Which brings me to our main topic of the day. And I will toss that over to Mr. David Sly.
Mr. David Sly.
Senor Sly.
So, I've written a little intro for this as well. This week, we're going to be going over a personal project that we did for ourselves maybe a couple months ago.
What you remind me of real quick? Not to cut you off.
Come on. I'm over here presenting. I'm trying to be
I know, but it's remember, for those of you that are old enough, that episode of Friends where Ross gets to teach in front of the class and he's reading from cue cards and he's just like so nervous. He's like, so on today's we're going to go do this, and
all right.
And Joey goes, hey, Joey goes, hey, Ross, is there any naked girls on that card? And he's like, no, why? He's like, I just never seen anyone stare at a piece of paper so hard. So he goes, oh, okay. And he reads. He's like, on today's lesson. And he does eye contact with everybody and then starts reading and then eye contact.
I almost just spit out my drink.
Shit. That's what you remind me of right now, because you're let me go back to this. Be you, Sly. I understand, like, we're not professional podcasters, but like it's fun, and I could just feel your energy of being nervous.
Serious, Sly.
Just because that's one thing that as a team,
speaker in front of people, words are not my forte.
Good, bro.
Okay, yeah, because for everyone that's listening and watching, like, I've been taking the lead on this, so because I'm just kind of like flowing and going with the flow. But it's nice
natural
that
talker.
Sly, that too, and Sly once okay, hey, let me do this, but just relax, brother. Take another shot.
Take another shot. All right, let's do that before we start this segment.
It's like the monkey. The homies. I'm the monkey. I'm the monkey in your guys' brain. I'm the one that's like.
You're just sitting there, ching ching.
For our group chat is like blowing up all the time, and I'm always like getting so distracted with it. I'm like working on something, and you guys are texting. I'm like, oh man, I got to respond to this. I get back to work.
I ignore you guys sometimes. I look at it. I'm like, I'll talk to them here in a minute. Let me finish what I'm doing. But
shots.
Okay. All right. I won't interrupt you anymore. This. Let's go. Yeah.
So this week we're talking about the personal project that we did a couple months ago. We decided that we wanted to do something that we used to do at Tropicana. We did these creative kind of workshops, I guess you could say. We decided that we wanted to rebrand each of us. So we picked out names. Did we pick out names? I can't remember.
For the project? For the project. So we called this the Buddy Project.
The Buddy Project.
We just I delegated. I think I was I'll do Martin. Okay. Yeah. Martin does you design stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I did
so
Sly.
We decided that we were gonna rebrand each other. I got Pete got Martin, and Martin got me. And what we did is we looked at our friends, project or personal branding that they have right now, and then how we were going to update that based on what we know about the person and what we could dig up and what we think of them. So, that could be something that you could do with your friends or your colleagues at work to liven it up if you want to break out of what you're doing. If you're working on a lot of advertising, or if you're working on a lot of marketing and you're in the creative rut, you could do these other projects to help, break out of it and come up with new ideas.
Yeah, just try something new. Like for me, definitely this project.
Lean in, Martin.
Oh shit! Ah, man. Yeah, no. For me, it's like something new, and like I my approach was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this logo. Like, I really wanted to do logos, and I'm gonna do it like a certain way, and that's how I did it. I didn't do it the way I usually do logos from scratch. I really haven't had a chance to do a logo from scratch, and this was it for me. Yeah.
So the parameters of the project that we talked about was we had to come up with a brand identity. Our first thing to do was a mood board. I can't remember what you called it, Pete. Let me pull it up real quick.
Stylescape.
Stylescape.
Mm.
So we each come up with a stylescape, and then we took that and we presented it to our quote unquote client and got their feedback if we were going in the right direction, if they liked the colors, and then from there we expanded upon that and fleshed out the idea. And then I think we did it over a month, if I remember correctly. At the end of the month, then we presented it like we would present it to a client. Here's your old logo. Here's what we came up with. Here's some of the branding. And here's some of the swag that you could possibly get, put your stuff on. Does that sound about right?
Yep, that's
Okay.
pretty much
Yeah,
it on the nose.
So I guess I'll go first, and I'll present these stylescapes. Let me pull them up real quick.
Oh, you have all of them, or
I
just
do.
you're gonna
I have the three.
You're gonna show yours, just yours, right?
Yeah, I have all
So
mine.
you're not presenting everyone's. Oh yeah,
No,
no.
he's doing
I'm
his. I'll do
presenting
mine.
my stuff. Yeah.
I'll do mine, and then Pete, you could do me.
I'm going
at the
last.
end.
I'm going last.
You could do me at the end, Pete.
Yeah. Do we want to do that, or do we want to do the presentation? Because I also have just the presentation.
Show the stylescape. I think the stylescape is a good way to say, like, hey, this is the initial concept of how.
Okay.
Because a real world situation, like, let's think about this. You do have a first round presentation, depending on the agency who you work for or work with. A stylescape is a great way for you to get a more narrowed down concept of the brand that you're going to work on. Hey, this is the font treatment, these are the colors. Sometimes some stylescapes are not designed whatsoever. It's just inspiration. Is that your fucking dog right there?
Yeah, look at him.
Oh, dude, you fucking scared me, man. I'm like, all of a sudden I see this fucking black silhouette standing out. I'm like,
My
what
demon
the
dog.
fuck?
Sorry, guys.
But a stylescape is like a mood board. I don't care what you say. It's like a mood board, just more designed. You spend some hours on it. Well, you can or you can't. I learned stylescapes from the future. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a real great to present a brand idea or a concept, and then just kind of did my own spin to it. One thing I do make sure that I input when I do my quotes for clients is that is part of the charging process, is going to be the stylescape.
Coming up with the stylescape.
Yeah, coming up with the stylescape. I'm going to charge for that.
How much do you charge?
Even if $200, $300.
Cool.
So nothing crazy. And again, it depends on the money, and I charge more if I have to print them, and that's I like printing them, but I get a hookup with one of our following guests coming down the road, Mr. Danny Gonzalez.
Nice.
Super great episode, but I forgot what I was saying.
You print them.
I'm just gonna. I have these up and ready, and I'm gonna present these stylescapes.
Yeah. So present your stylescape.
Yeah. So just before I present these, I guess these were a little bit more fleshed out than I originally thought. They have the original logo that I created for you. So this is number one. I have a picture of Pete in what I think of when I think of Pete. So, he's got the American flag, ball cap. He's got his, iconic smile, I want to say. And then some of the logos that I thought that I kind of wanted to go with, this Papa Chewy's off to the side, this Black Hops brewery with I'm going to butcher this. Can you tell me what this is?
With the chevron and the rocker?
Yeah, the chevron.
Mm-hmm.
The military chevron. And then these were the textures that I was thinking of doing and the fonts that I was thinking of going with, along with some of the business cards that I had done for him, and then mocked up on a T-shirt with a really buff dude because Pete likes to work out. And I thought it'd be really funny.
I work out.
This was one of the logos that I had come up with for him. This draws heavy inspiration off of that artist that I was showing earlier, Dermot, from Brooklyn. And these were the words that I came up with when I was thinking, what kind of logo do I want to come up with? Pete is a very kindred spirit. I think he's a really courageous person, and he's very witty. You know, we're always laughing when we're hanging out. So those were the things that I wanted to try and keep within the logo. For my second stylescape, I didn't really change up any of this because this is really where I was going. But as you can see, I changed up the typography, and I changed up the colors.
First one. You're still sharing the first one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you gotta end it. And, yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, there we go. So I changed up the typography, I changed up some of the texture, and then some of the colors. And then I just did almost like a patch for Pete, for Peralta, without any head icon, along with some business cards. And then the third one, a little bit different copy, as well as the head that I wanted to do, along with a little bit more done to the patch icon. And then,
dude, the angry eyes always fucking make me laugh.
I thought it was like, you know, I didn't really think it was angry when I drew it. Now I see it, I'm like, oh my god, they're so
it's
they're
fucking
so angry,
mischievous, bro.
But Pete is mischievous.
He is.
You know,
he's always
he's always pulling pranks on us.
He's like fucking Archer, bro. Do you guys watch Archer? He's fucking Archer like that. Like fucking asshole. Lovable asshole, but an asshole.
So I presented those to Pete, and you know, he gave me the feedback that I needed. He didn't like the evil look in the face. He did like the pencil in the cap because he always has a pencil because he's always sketching. And he told me which fonts he likes, so I took that and I narrowed it down into. Let me pull this up. I'm just going to pull up the presentation now. This is the final of where we went with this project.
Whose chair is
and
squeaking?
Pete, since you can't share, if you want to send me your stuff.
Yeah, it's on Discord.
Okay. So this is how I presented it to Pete. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going to say just describe it for those that are just listening.
Yeah, I was about to. So my first slide, this was, you know, going back, hold on. After all was done, I was going to present this to Pete, to present it to him like I would present this to a client. So the first slide was his original head design icon. Very first page, that's all you got to see. The second page was his second icon, secondary. Pete, I don't know if you use this one too much. I think I only saw it on the website.
I created it just because I wanted to do a badge, and then I just kind of kept it for a while. But my primary has always been my icon. Like I just love my little dude.
Yeah. So I wanted to show, you know, these are the two icons that you have now, and going along with that, this is what you could merge it into. So as you can see, I made the eyes less angry. I kind of wanted to do an offset printing style of the colors with the outline, and I made sure the pencil was more recognizable. And the smile, I think I changed it just slightly. And then there's the texture that I decided to go with for Pete's logo. Here's his word mark. Very simple, just Peralta, because we all call him Pete, and some people just call him Peralta. I edited some of the text on this, dropped the P down just a little bit so it's extended a little bit more. How it would look together when it's stacked on top of each other, and how we would do the business cards. I really liked wrapping the Peralta around the business cards. I thought that was a really cool touch. And I used Design Connoisseur, Creative Director. Hi at theperalta.com, and then his phone number.
Oh, you're gonna give out my phone number? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and block that.
Yeah, block that shit, bro.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
Maybe
Guys,
next time
don't send dick pics to Pete. He hates them. Don't
maybe
send
next
them.
time we can edit this before we,
I'm gonna edit that out.
go
Yes,
through
I'm
these.
gonna make
Yeah.
sure to edit that out.
Come on.
So,
Okay, and then I'm
Sorry,
gonna put
keep
your
going
phone
back
number
to-
out there.
so I'm just gonna say next time we do a project like this, maybe we just do a dummy phone number, because I think I did just pull your
Yeah.
number because I was like, oh, maybe you might want to use this somewhere. I don't know. I was really cocky when I made it. I was like, man, Pete's gonna love this and he's gonna want to use it. But
You never sent me the actual file, did you?
I don't think I did. Because you
Yeah,
were like, oh, it's
yeah.
cool, but I'm not gonna use it, and I was like, okay, well,
I'll
Okay,
print
shut down.
I'll print
Shut
I'll print
down.
the stickers on my face. I think that's pretty funny.
yeah, I could do that. We could do that. But so there's the business cards, and then I wanted to lay out going in the slide. Here's kind of your style guide. These are the colors that you would want to use if you wanted to use this. Here's the typefaces and how all the letters look. Maybe you want to use them, maybe you don't. But this project really got me creative and I wanted to push myself outside of what I usually do. So I downloaded one of Adobe's programs where you can do 3D art rendering. And so for Pete, I was like, he's always drinking some whiskey or some really nice scotch or some tequila. So I thought it would be cool if he had his own bottle. And I designed it with his little icon. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. The hand icon is not working. There we go. You can see there's Creative Juice over here, along with his icon, and then just Peralta on his glass. And then he has a sketchbook along with his business cards, and then a grinder with his logo and his with his face icon and his word mark.
Nice.
How do I stop sharing this? Let me see. Okay, there we go.
Because you and then the last correction was like the pencil, right? The pencil looked weird because it looked like you made it underneath the hat. Because I had you fix that.
Yeah,
and
I think
had
that was
you
the last thing.
put an American flag on the actual front of the hat. I don't know if you ever did that. That was the only two missing pieces.
I think I did. But I had a couple renderings of that mock-up. Let me see.
Yeah, no, that was a fun project to review and look at, like just to see the interpretation. Because at first, I asked you just to expand on my icon and see if that was a possibility. Yeah. And that's part of like the process too, that you'll run into the situation when you're designing something or you're laying something out and it doesn't work. The layout isn't working, or the concept just doesn't have legs. And a piece of advice on that is move forward to a different project and just do something else, because you're trying to solve that. Yes, we are problem solvers, but when you're trying to figure out that one layout, that one icon or whatever it is, and you're just stuck, it's better to write down your notes of everything you're thinking and hit pause on that, and then move on to another project that you can knock out within a couple of hours. And somehow that helps like unhinge that other problem that you were working on. Yeah.
Let me just share one more. I want to share the actual icon that I etched onto the bottle. So this was my original kind of sketch that I did with Pete's kind of hair and the pencil on the ear, along with the creative juice. So I thought that was just, it was something extra that, Pete didn't ask for, but I was like, yeah, I want to try and push my design skills. Can I work in this rendering program and get this stuff to kind of look realistic to present to my client and see if they would buy it, sort of thing.
We're gonna take this creative juice and brand it with Room 250 somehow. Shirts coming. Shirts are coming.
Yeah.
Creative juice shirts.
Pete Peralta head stickers are coming.
That's awesome.
So that was mine.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Sly.
Do you guys have anything that you wanted to talk about with mine? I mean, I had a lot of fun with this project. I had never done.
What did you find frustrating?
The stylescape.
The stylescape. Why did you find the stylescape?
I was just touching base on this. I had never done one before. I've kind of done mood boards, but I've never done a stylescape in the way that you showed us. And in the beginning, I think I was getting too much in my head. I was like, man, I got to make this thing look like flawless. When I'm making this, it's got to look pristine. But I remember, I think we talked about it, and you're like, yeah, it doesn't have to look perfect. You just got to slap it together so you can get the concept overall, so they can see it and be like, oh yeah, this is kind of the direction that you're going.
Yeah. No, I mean, once I started doing those, I never went back to anything else. So when I meet with a client and I say, hey, this is everything that we discussed based off the creative brief and all that other shit, visually, especially having it printed and showing them in front of that, it changes everything. You're like, holy shit, this is actually what I was thinking, or no, it's not what I was thinking. But okay, and then what was the one thing that you really loved about the project?
Designing your head. Coming up with your head icon, just because I was like, I was looking at that guy, Dermot. I keep bringing him up, but I was getting a lot of inspiration from him, and I was like, oh, I want to kind of do this style. And those first eyes that I did, I was like, I can't do eyes very well. I'm just gonna try and mimic those as much as I can. And those eyebrows I thought were so cool, but obviously they're kind of menacing. Yeah.
That's pretty much what I look like, man. That's funny.
Yeah. That and doing the 3D rendering, I thought that was a lot of fun. It wasn't something I'd ever messed with, and I was like, I'm just gonna figure out how to do this. Kind of like back when we were in art school, just learning new programs.
Yeah, that looked like fun. What was the bridge? Not bridge. Fucking dumbass.
No, let me see if I can find what it was.
It's one of the newer programs, right?
Yeah. Go ahead and move on to Martin. I'll let you know if I find what the app was.
All right. So let me set this up. Here comes Erosoy Bautista, and he says, I'm gonna create the branding for Mr. David Sly, and then I'll pass it on to Erosoy.
Yeah. Sorry. It's like a file that I didn't include, but okay. Oh well.
The program is called Dimension, by the way. I just found it.
Oh, Dimension.
Designed with 3D from concept to reality.
Okay. Dimension.
Yeah.
Is that part of the Creative Cloud?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Nice. I might have to get that.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Martin.
So, Martin.
Turn. All right, so like I said before, logos aren't my my expertise. So
okay,
it was
so
a
we
fun
talked
project.
About this the first time.
So it was
you
a
can't
fun project.
Say that.
So what? They're not my expertise.
They're not my expertise. You start with with negativity. They're not my forte. I had a lot of fun doing this.
Well, that's what I was gonna get to, bro. Let me get to it.
Just saying. We've talked about it before.
Shit,
don't be so negative.
It's not negative, bro. It's just I'd rather work on layout than do a logo. So I was excited to work on this because I don't really get to work on logos. So I don't usually typically know what route to go or how to start them off. Like Pete, if I have questions for logos, I'll definitely go to him and ask him like, hey, how should I do this? How should I do that? So my approach was this way. I started doing research on Sly, and then I brought it together. And then afterwards, I did a style escape when we started talking about it. And I think I asked Pete, like, what the fuck's a style escape? And then he kind of explained it to me. And then I did a little bit of research, like, okay, cool, I'll do that. So I did do one afterwards, and let me share my research that I did.
What was the research that you did on Sly?
Let me find out real quick.
Wakes up at 5:35, goes back to sleep at 5:36.
He's going through my Facebook.
Sharing tab.
He's in your house.
Oh, you guys can see that.
We
right?
see switch to Adobe Acrobat.
Oh, what? What happened? That one share it?
So while Martin's trying to share his files, you know, some of the places that I look for research, Dribble, Behance, but, you know, if you're looking for specific people or for their companies, check out their website, what they already have, and try and get some inspiration from there. I know for Pete's project, I was looking at his website. That's where I got your emblem from, and I was looking at some of your Dribble posts, some things that you liked on the like stuff that you liked on Dribble, to see kind of where we were going to go with that.
All right, sorry guys.
Yeah,
here it is.
Yeah, man. When it comes to branding, though, I love every style. Honestly, I wish I could do every style. There's some cool stuff that I see that I'm just like, fuck it, let me try to do something like that. You know, it's a fake client, but let me just try to get that style done. I like to just be a chameleon of stuff like that. Like, sure, let me try it. You never know. So, just because you don't like logos doesn't mean you shouldn't try them. Definitely try.
Yeah.
Doing watermarks and icons, because the word mark you might suck. I think it'll show you having issues with your screen
Yeah, it's
sharing.
saying I was sharing it before. I don't know.
If you want to just send it to me in Discord,
yeah, I'll do that right now.
I can download it and share it.
Technology.
Yeah,
I know.
Okay.
But if you guys have any questions about anything that we've talked about so far, please leave a message down in our YouTube or drop us an Instagram mention, comment on any of the videos that we have.
Yeah,
Spotify in the comments. Hit that like button. It really helps us. Subscribe to our channels.
Yep. We are currently on Spotify and YouTube. We are trying to figure out the iTunes part. So, for all 10 listeners on Spotify, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
All right, there you go, Slide. Put it up there.
Okay. I'll share the screen. Going live now. Do it live.
We'll do it live.
All right, so that was my approach. I did a little research on Sly, and to me, Baby Sly's on the right. I'm sorry, on the left. That was Sly, because I've known Sly since he was like fucking like 18 as shit in college. So he was like a little brat, little baby. So we always called him Baby Sly, and he used to be like a baby. He's grown up now. And then over here is Manly Sly. When Sly worked at Trop, he had a homeless beard.
Which is not pictured here.
Yeah, we don't have it on here, but I don't think I found any images of you on Instagram. And this was
probably way later.
Yeah, I didn't see any, but my inspiration was this style. This is the kind of stuff I wanted to do, and then I know that Sly likes this kind of style too, so I was like, all right, cool, let me go with that approach. And yeah, so that was my research for my inspiration. And then I'm sending you my first draft of the logo that I worked on for you. It was just a quick sketch of what I was doing, and I think I presented this to you, and you were like, I don't know. So I was like, all right, cool.
I'm pretty sure,
yeah. The Santa Claus.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, cool, let's go back to the drawing board. And again, you know, during this, like, I was like, I don't want to do this.
Let me pull this back up. Sorry.
You're good. I was like, this is really, really hard. I was a little lost. I didn't know where to start. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna just grab the pen tool and start drawing in Illustrator. And then
this was the first logo.
Yeah, that was the first sketch. And then I went ahead and I created this stylescape. And this was the final logo.
This was your final stylescape, yeah.
Yeah. So I went with the...
I only see the icon.
I'm pulling it up right now. I'm just zooming in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm going to start with me.
Yeah.
With a beard.
So that's Sly with the beard. Always wears a hat. So I wanted to do Sly with the little beard, not a long beard, not the hobo beard, small beard. And then to me, be over to the left, there's his logo. And that's the icon I did for him. And then his name right next to it, David on the hat. We really call him Sly. I don't know if your friends, I don't know if your other friends call you David at all, but the only people I hear calling you David is your wife, David. Yeah. And we always, me and Pete, well, I mean, it's me, I always call him Sly. So, but to me, Sly is very loyal. He's very artistic. He's a leader. And Sly has two modes. He has like fun Sly mode, and then he has serious, let's have a conversation mode. And that's the Sly that I know both Slys. And the leader Sly is the one that will sit calmly with you, listen to you, and help you get through whatever you're getting through. And that's my stylescape here. Sly likes a little darkness. This way I put the darkness in the background over here, you know, the goat and all that stuff, the demonic stuff. And then I backed it up with the stickers and the little demonic stickers over here on the right.
Yeah, I really liked this. This is really cool.
Mm-hmm. But I had a lot of fun doing this. I did it in Illustrator, and I just used the not the pen tool, just the like drawing. I just drew it all out, and then I started bringing it together. There's a lot of fun. I learned a lot, and I definitely want to do that again with something different.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you what Pete asked me. What was the hardest part for you?
Just everything, man. Everything of this was hard. Just
Did you feel rusty?
Yeah, like just creating something for a friend, and we didn't have any direction from each other. We literally like ran with it, and we created what we wanted for you, what we thought we would like and you would like. So that was pretty cool. But at the same time, it was really hard because it's just really hard to create something that I'm gonna like and you're gonna like. But in the end, I was happy with it. I learned something new, and I definitely want to try this this way of designing a vector icon or logo again. I haven't had the chance to do it again because I don't really get to work on a lot of logos at work. We probably work on logos once or twice a year. Like we just did one logo for this client that sells candy, and that was a lot of fun. It was really hard. She wanted she had to have certain things in her logos, and me and my junior were able to incorporate everything she wanted in there. And everybody else kept telling her, like, no, your logo needs to be simple. What do you think about this, Pete? Because this is what I told her. She kept saying that she was going to other people, and everybody kept telling her, your logo needs to be simple. Your logo cannot have certain elements. And my response to her was like, no, your logo could be whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't have to be anything. Like, it's your company. Your brand could be whatever you want, as long as in the end result it looks good and it's readable. But what do you think about that idea?
I think
heavy.
That it depends on how much I'm charging.
Oh.
Honestly, like, is it worth the fight? as a graphic designer, it's at what point do you just chase some money because whatever, this is an easy project, you can knock it out in 20 hours and charge X amount, or are you gonna pretend you're a fine artist and fight that battle? And yes, you could. One way that I like to approach it, if a client is more challenging than I like them to, if they don't trust me, and that's okay because they're spending a lot of money with me. Do what I do as a designer, as a brand identity. Like, okay, here's what you wanted with my flair because you came to me for my style, for what I do. So here's what you wanted exactly with the brief. And then here's what you wanted my way. And then present it. And that way they have their two options and maybe even a hybrid of option 1, option 2 together. So yeah, the client could definitely have whatever they want. Yes, they're paying for it. If they're paying you $8,000 for a brand identity, yeah, okay, sure. And it's just you doing all the work. You're gonna swallow your pride. When you're with a big company, different story. You have kind of that pushback because you're still gonna get your check at the end of the week or in
True.
2 weeks, right? But if that client is coming to you and you're a full-time freelancer and they like, hey, this is how I want it, you're like, okay, either I'm not in a position to push away $8,000, so I'm going to listen to them. I'm going to design it per their brief. But part of me representing who I am and doing that design work, I'm also going to present another version of what your stuff is, but with my flavor, my twist, my everything to it, my knowledge dropped into it. Yeah, because when I did the previous app for Go Boldly, shout out to Go Boldly app, financial literacy, download it. My buddy did the website and it was cool. It was a good website. I hadn't had the time to work on that yet. And when I finally did, I amped it up times 10 and he's like, yeah, it looks way better. I'm like, well, I am the designer. You're not. You're the tech guy doing all the other shit. So, you had no business doing the website. You did it. You did the skeleton, but then I cleaned it up. So yeah, it honestly depends. Again, when you work for a big company, you have the ability to say, no, you should look this way because you're still going to get a paycheck, right? When you work for yourself, okay, yeah, this is what you want, sure. But make sure you still kind of have your integrity. And it depends, again, how challenging that client might be. If it's not worth the battle, don't do it. I'm not going to fight someone over $500. I'm not going to be like, oh, no, I'm going to spend all these hours. So, like, what do you want? You got it. Nope, not custom text. It's going to be fucking typed out text. That kind of shit. So,
yeah, I would say I agree with you. I think doing the style that they want specifically and then what you want to do, because I think when you put your idea down on paper or, when you put it down digitally, the idea that you have is going to convey over to them. And maybe they're going to like it, but maybe they're not. Yeah. But at least you presented them with the idea that you thought was going to encapsulate what they wanted. And even if they don't want it, they still get the logo that they want, which is the first one. Yeah, but I always come up with the second one that I want to do, that I think it should look like. Because you never know. Maybe they didn't think of it that way and they're like, oh yeah, actually, this is what I was thinking, but I didn't know how to convey it to you. This kind of thing.
Yeah, because a lot of clients do have a hard time explaining what they want, or the designer. The one thing that I advice would be, when you're meeting with a client, freelancer or company, you should have the designer there because they're going to ask questions that the account assistant or account executive or account whoever the fuck just won't know what to ask. Especially if they're starting new, they're a brand new career for them too. Even if they're seniors, there's stuff that designers and AEs don't communicate with. They'll just give you a piece of paper and say, hey, this is what the client wants. And then it's your job to translate that. But if you have a designer there and asking questions, that helps on the design too. Like one thing you said, Martin, we didn't give each other direction. That was done on purpose. So, you have like free realm. But also, it's up to you on your knowledge and your skill set of why you're a lead designer that, hey, I need to ask questions. I need to fucking ask, hey Pete, what colors are you thinking? Like what type, whatever it is, just questions. Because then it'll help you build that brand even more so. Or more so. I don't know if I used that correctly, but
Words, right?
words. So then that brings me to my project with Martin Erosoy Bautista. So
You want me to share that slide?
If you could share the stylescape first, por favor,
Let me see.
and then I will go through this.
Oh no, my mouse just died.
Oh man. Just go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to Room 250 Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, dislike, tell us to quit, and
get your shit together, guys.
Get your shit together.
I ain't here for this bullshit. I want to see and learn and listen, not fucking technical difficulties.
Yeah. Oh man, for everyone listening right now too. So this is going to be season 1. We have 3 more episodes to record. So you're currently listening to episode 7, and then we're gonna take a little break. We're gonna recalculate and see all our stuff and discuss how we're gonna grow this channel. We're having a blast. Thank you everyone that's listening. You know, you've given us the courage, the support for us to continue to do this. You know, and then we love sharing our knowledge and everything that we've learned throughout the years and being able to pass on to people at the same level, people higher than us, like Mr. Dan McElhatton, that is like super pumped and is like one of our biggest fans, and we can't thank you enough. Dan. You know, we were able to work with AIGA after the first launch of the pilot episode. And, you know, we had an event and, you know, already out there with the community doing what we want to do. So,
yeah, check our TikTok. I posted a couple of videos of that event. It was a super cool event. It's called Carded, and it was just a bunch of designers bringing their business cards and just nerding out about business cards. For our designers that are around, you know, our age, my age, 40. You guys remember like back in the days when we used to like touch paper and business cards and like the foiling, the special printing, all that good stuff. I feel like the younglings don't do that much anymore, but I might be wrong. But it was a super cool event and it was very inspiring. It kind of fired me up in the love of paper and all that. Because that's all we did back in college. Remember, we used to just be like, "Oh, let me feel that shit. Ah, it feels so good." I don't see that a lot anymore.
My favorite card from the event, Dan let me have a copy of it. It's a steel card. Can you hear that?
Yep.
And
sounds good.
It's like a revolver, and it's drilled out, and then it's like the symbol of life. But yeah, it's full steel. It's sick.
Super dope.
Also, too, like the nerd side of me thinks of like Gambit, like he would use something like this and charge it up and just ping. So this is pretty rad card.
Did you watch Deadpool yet?
No, I didn't watch Deadpool yet, bro. Man,
what the fuck, bro? So good.
When you have kids,
I do, motherfucker.
Watch that stuff.
when you have you'll know what I mean. Nah.
Yeah.
Your kid's a man now, all right?
I know, he's a fucking man.
He's a man.
He called me today. He's like, "Dad, can I borrow your car so I could go car shopping with Grandma?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead."
That's funny. Yeah, no, you have a full grown man son, dude. So
I get it, bro. No.
When you have babies, it's harder for sure. I love them. Honestly, it's such an amazing blessing to have like kids. But it does suck not having movies. I told the wife, I'm like, hey, when Deadpool comes out on like fucking stream, I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna sit in the living room and leave me alone for 3 hours. I want to watch this damn movie.
It's so good.
I only have the PDF that you sent me.
No, I should have sent you the. Oh, you're right. Okay, my bad.
Some of the branding's in our chat, bro. I'm just looking at it right now. It's actually
it's in the chat right now. It's going. It's uploaded.
Just send it to me. There we go.
So that is the stylescape. All right.
Oh, cool. It's
So,
already zoomed in too.
my luck of the draw was Martin Edo Soy Bautista.
It's not the right thing.
Yeah, that's the right one right there. No, you had it. You had it the right
No,
way.
it wasn't the right screen. I have it zoomed in.
Oh,
so
you
we
want to
can
get all
see.
zoomed in? All right.
There
Cool.
you go.
Yeah.
So at this point of the presentation of the stylescape, if you want to stay far left, slide.
Okay.
Very early when I first started the project, I'm a big fan of starting with the icons. I always like to match an icon with a word mark. It just kind of brings it all together to me. So I spent a lot of time with the icon prior to starting the stylescape because I knew we were going to do this stuff. And immediately for Martin, I knew that he collects a lot of masks. He likes masks from different cultures, different regions of the world, which is a pretty cool collectible in a way. So, and obviously him being Mexican, me too. Shout out to la gente. I wanted to create something with, like Aztecs or Mayans, and I'm like, okay, like Incas, and going off of like, those roots. So I spent, again, I kind of designed that mask, and I went through a lot of different variations, but when I came down to the one that I have on here, I pretty much just kind of kept it there. But the one thing that I kept playing with was the encasing of that icon. It doesn't work by itself without it being boxed in. For those that are listening, I have a mask icon for Martin, and then it's within a square, and it just feels like too contained, like it's just in there uncomfortably. And then for your name, Erosoy, I just wanted to match something with that icon to be just as strong. I've been told that my design style is like more like blocky, masculine, like bold. And it shows definitely here in some of the stuff that I've been doing lately. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely my lines. But I just wanted to go with a strong like Erosoy font treatment. And with whenever it's like multiple letters, I always try to find a way to break that up. Like, how can that be broken up so people don't mistake it for something else, or they see a different letter or a number. So that's always challenging, trying to figure out how to make that. Sometimes it flows great, sometimes it doesn't. But then I had like the pattern, kind of like Jaguar, Tempo, Aztec on the very top and bottom. In orange, and then like on the background, like the opacity is a dude on a bike riding through Red Rock, because Martin likes to ride his bicycle. So I'm like, okay, it's kind of like the face helmet. Like I was trying to relate his cycling to his branding, but that was a little too much of a stretch. And then I have the picture of Martin that I actually took of him.
That I use
for one of his headshots. And then behind him I put that icon that I had developed in low opacity, just kind of like him. That's Martin Bautista. And then I play around with the word mark with different colors, kind of like Arizona, native, Inca, Peruvian, sort of just vibrant colors, because Martin is very alive, very energetic,
loud.
very just happy, loud, go lucky guy. And there's
For
that
those
image of
listening,
you.
it's a lot of texture.
Yeah, there's texture here too, but like this image of Martin that I took from his Instagram, I've always liked that image. Like it feels like it's captured like your tired, cranky ass. The side that no one sees unless it's behind closed doors, or or if it's past 8:15 when it's your bedtime. But that picture that person, I won't mention their name, took of you. I've always liked that photograph. I'm like, that's a pretty sick photograph. And then just wanted to play with some typography. I love typography, so just trying to play with that, visualizing ideas artfully. And that's what I think of Martin when he does his design styles. Like his energy and creativity flows through what he works. So when I think of like art and graphics, Martin's always trying to, even when he's having a shitty day, he's always trying to make everybody feel like lighter and brighter. And that's what I wanted to convey with this, was just like playful fonts and serious, but just fun. And then again, some of this like font inspiration that I have on here, just like different treatments, some that match like that Aztec old square blocky feel to it, and then a mock-up of that icon on the hat and what a potential business card might look like. Lots of browns.
Funny, there's no
turquoise
phone number on it.
Yeah. So then, yeah, that concludes my stylescape, and I added some colors on there and try to experiment with, to me also too on the stylescape, it's your opportunity to place logos where you think they might work, and then once you have it on there, you realize, oh shit, yeah, it doesn't work. That looks stupid, so don't do it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And now, if we could please move over to the PDF.
Okay, pulling up the PDF right now.
It's funny to see like the difference of experience in this subject, because with Pete's presentation, motherfucker blows it off the park.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
Pretty great. So then we have here the PDF, and I chose this font. Like I wanted to incorporate it in the actual logo and the design, but I never really played around with it too much. But I've always liked this font, just how it is. I forgot where I got it, but uppercase and lowercase just look beautiful. So when I remember it, I'll put it in the description. But we have a cover page here of Martin Bautista, and then some of the colors from his branding and pattern. And then, boom, we have the full color of his icon badge symbol. One thing, again, that, like I said, when I had it in that box, it just felt too trapped in there. And then as I started just kind of expanding and brainstorming, it was kind of like the sprocket on a bicycle, but also the sun. And, the Aztec people cherish the sun. So adding those different vibe colors on there, that desert feel, that Arizona feel. And then Edo Soy also does bracelets. I have quite a few. I wear one almost every single day, which, by the way, I need to have some rewired because the wire's like hella loose. But those would be included in the white dots right there. By the way, Sly has been waiting for his bracelet for like 2 years.
Gotten mine back.
All right, my bad, bro. I stopped doing them after when COVID hit, but I have yours. I'll give you one. I have a box at work.
I would wear them, if I had them.
My bad.
Yeah, my wood one needs to be fixed. But anyways, so yeah, it's a more complicated, like fully like website kind of logo. I'm a big fan of textures, using that vector texture throughout it. And then on the background, Martin likes jaguars. He's always talked about jaguars, so I included kind of like a jaguar pattern to it. If we go to the next page, it should be a more simplified version of the logo that works just straight on black and white. So here I have on the left-hand side the logo just kind of like if it would be stenciled, and then a simplified black version of the complex logo. In that case, that circle cylinder sprocket. And then also playing with this word mark with Edo. So I switched it from what it was because I just felt like the icon was already very strong. That the word mark didn't need to be as strong, but more playful, more of just who he is. Because the word mark or the icon itself, like it's serious and it has that face. Even though he's smiling, he's supposed to be smiling kind of just like this, like the same smile that Martin does. He looked serious, he looked angry or war face or whatever it might be. And with the Edo Soy word mark, I just wanted to have fun with it, so it's not perfectly straight. There's playful to it. He's messed up, but like he's still there, right? Like when Martin would show up with his sandals and his skinny jeans and his t-shirt, V-neck, and be like, "What's up, man?" Like typical graphic designer, just surfer Mexican guy. He was like, "What's
my signature pose?"
Yeah. So then we move on to the next one, and this is what the word mark and icon will look like combined, stacked and horizontal. Your at least what I've been taught and what I've been using most of my career. Your icons should be played in different versions, stacked and horizontal by itself, the word mark alone. So everything should stand by itself, everything should stand strongly together or independently. and then just some colors, again, using that sprocket look throughout the branding, some of the colors that I suggested for the brand. And then I was a big fan of just creating patterns. And I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm looking at it now. It's been months since I've created this. And I'm like, damn, that looks fucking terrible. But creating patterns to me is a lot of fun. It's a much bigger puzzle with a lot more freedom, and be able to mix badges. And I guess the way that I thought about it, it's a way to mix chaos in an organized manner. Because it's like you could have illustrations, and then a logo, and then a word mark, and then another illustration, and it just blends nicely. So I just wanted to create it in different backgrounds. My favorite one was actually the purple one. That I was I was a little high, and I was like, you know what, this is a wild pattern for that one, because everything else matched the brand. The browns, yellows, teals, turquoise. And if we go to the next page, what a hat could potentially look like using his branding. Next page, please. Some shirt concepts again. For this one, using that blocky aerosol font on the back.
I love this one.
You pointing to it?
The sticker.
and then the last thing was the sticker. Again, Martin going with the Jaguar. And then him having his bicycle, his bike riding everywhere. I just wanted a natural, like, Sharpie feel to it. That's why the wheels aren't like even, and just kind of like shading stuff. And then the only feedback on that one was that I totally miss, and it's okay. But Martin made a great suggestion. He goes, "Hey, I'm gonna take this and just gonna add one more thing to it." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's your branding. Do whatever you want." He's like, "I just want to add a tail, like a long tail to it, because it's a Jaguar." I'm like, dude, I didn't even fucking think about that. Like, that was fucking cherry on top.
Half human, half Jaguar.
Yeah, I love that sticker, dude. I gotta get that shit printed, man. I need to fucking jump on that. I'm gonna put that on my to-do list.
And then that concludes my branding for Aerosol.
So,
did you?
How do you?
I wanted to ask real quick. Did you change anything on this logo besides the circle? Did you, on the actual icon, did you end up changing anything from the first one? Did you add anything
from the first icon in the word mark, or sorry, in the stylescape?
From the square. I know from the square you changed it over to a circle, but did you end up changing anything else on this icon?
Honestly, I don't recall. I don't think I did, because I
just pretty solid.
I might have added a few different. Actually, no, because I spent a lot of time on that icon. I tried to do a few things, and whenever I was trying to change something on it, it just didn't work. And I'm like, fuck it, let me use it, and if I change it, I change it. But again, that's why I kind of went more simple with all the other elements, because that was just there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to ask you your question. What was the hardest part of this?
Trying to narrow down an idea or a direction for Martin, because it's like, okay, like how is he now as a designer? It's been a while since we all worked together at Tropicana. How can I relate this to him? And then the color theory too, because again, Martin's very just energetic and loud, that I was like, okay, I need to match this, not be cliche and do the black, and then the fucking, what is it, 60-30-10 rule. I didn't want it just to be like black and then just a little splash of color. Like, I wanted it to be something, but also rooted to Mexican culture.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your favorite part?
I said the icon. The icon, it just played nicely with everything. It was just, I'm like, fuck yeah, this thing's solid. Even if you didn't like it, I'm like, I love it. Like, I like this fucking mask, so I'll use it for something.
No, I thought about but I don't know how I feel about that. Like, as a designer, how do you feel about using a logo that was made for you from your friend and using that as your personal branding? I don't know how I feel about that. What do you guys think? And that's a question for our viewers too. Like, would it be
would you
okay?
use a logo
Would it be
somebody else
okay
made for you?
Yeah, would it be okay for me as a designer to
Lean in,
create
Martin.
business cards and my branding based on the branding that my best friend created for me because I love it, and that's something that I thought about in the back of my head. Given I don't really freelance, so I don't really hand out like business cards at all, honestly, and like I haven't had a business card in a long time, personal. But I was like, I wouldn't mind switching over to Pete's branding because I love it. And the stickers are like the sticker, like right there, bro. Like that just like was fucking dope. I was like, fuck yeah, bike riding and Jaguars. Like, fuck. The Jaguar follows me, bro. Wherever I go, Jaguar's there. So, so I don't know. I'll pass it on to you guys.
Cougars.
Howard.
I don't know. I feel like for me, if I was gonna use something that you guys made for me, maybe I would take it and maybe add on to it. Like, oh, my buddy, designed this for me, and I had a couple tweaks that I personally wanted to put on it. So it's really kind of a collaboration between my friend and me, sort of thing. Maybe that's how I would do it.
Could I do a business card with his branding on one side and my Day of the Dead branding on the other? Is that feasible to have two different like?
I mean, it's really up to you, man. Nobody's gonna be.
Okay. Pete's like, nah, fuck that.
No, but I'm just saying.
I think you're both overthinking it because if you look at Made by James, who's one of the biggest fucking designers out there in the world right now, he had Lincoln Design do his branding that he uses everywhere.
Okay.
When it comes to your own shit, it is very hard to brand yourself. I think branding yourself is the hardest fucking project ever. That's the reason when I did my icon, I loved my icon. I spent so many hours and many different revisions to create what I created that I've just evolved him. I've never changed it. Right. Yeah. So from the flat and the no tie, the suit, no suit, sitting behind a desk, like different environments.
You've changed it. You've done the Halloween.
No,
ones.
he's evolved it, like he said.
Yeah, I've evolved it, and the Halloween is just for like a theme. Like, hey, like I want to do for Christmas. Like my little dude is a character, but it's also hard to like evolve that. It took a long time to get there. So if you have someone else do that for you, that relieves the pressure from you, and there's honestly no shame in that. It's like you don't honestly, there's no shame in it whatsoever.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that.
You're
then.
overthinking it. Yeah,
right,
man.
So
I mean, that's why we created it.
Here are my goals for me, per like my personal goals is to create that branding, business cards, and if I do start a business, which I will eventually, but that's gonna be my branding. And then those stickers, bro. I need to print that shit. That Jaguar riding a bicycle, like that's fucking dope. I need to fucking print that shit and I need to like do it ASAP. So after I finish this, and that's what I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you right now, Pete. Like, give me 2 months, and for sure I'll have the stickers and the business cards. And call me out on that shit if I don't have it in 2 months, and my viewers too. If by next season, like I haven't done that shit, call me out on my bullshit because that's what we're about. Like that's what me Room 250 is about. We call each other on our bullshit, and we don't like take it personal. It's like, yo, step your shit up, bro. You're fucking up. All right, cool. And then that's what I've been wanting to do that, and it's so easy for us as designers because we're so fucking busy. And honestly, like we need to stop using that shit as an excuse. We're too busy to do anything because we're always fucking busy. But before now, I used to be busy and it was more coming out and playing video games. I'm too busy because I'm playing fucking video games all day. No, none of that shit.
I was about to say, like, dude, I know your ass.
Not right now.
For 2 years, fool. I'm busy.
I play video games on my phone. That's it.
Everybody has their own way of de-stressing.
Yeah, bro. Come on. Sitting down for 4 hours playing a video game is not acceptable. That's what I was. That was me.
So I feel personally attacked.
It's still it's not acceptable. If you do it like once a week, okay. But if you're doing that shit every night, Sly, reality check, bro. Not acceptable. You could be designing at least one of those nights.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
He's got the fire now. He's got the fire now.
See how long it burns.
It's like, you
I'm just kidding.
motherfucker, fuck you.
Hey, he's been doing good, man. He's been doing good.
I'm
Remember,
good,
I told
man.
him,
I'm
I told him, hey,
very proud of him.
slow down, because you're gonna
Nope.
get burned out in 2 weeks, and it's been longer than 2 weeks, man. So
Yeah.
good shit, bro. Keeping it up.
But trying to
you
prove-
know what? For
I have
everybody,
something to prove,
watch
bro.
yourself because you can burn yourself out if you don't pay attention to what you're doing. Like if you're just going at it 100% all the time. Pete's probably the exception. I'm sure you've had times where you've had to like step back, but you know,
Oh yeah, Pete. How do you recharge?
there are times when you work too much and then you burn yourself out without even realizing it.
How do you refresh?
I just take a break, man. Honestly, like I don't come into my office at all. I don't turn on the computer. I play on my iPad, play some games, but like I go outside, get some fresh air, spend time with my family, but definitely don't touch the computer whatsoever. It's addicting for me, honestly. Like I want to check. I want to get on the computer and check real quick and check my emails. Look at Dribble real quick, look at Behance real quick, and then okay, I'm out because it's just part of me, you know. Or Pinterest, you know, it's just fun. It's fun to look at this shit and like see what's out there and just kind of like spark an idea,
Like,
even if I'm not doing something. It's like, oh, just hit me real quick. And like, okay, cool, that's awesome. But I mean, I see it every day, you know, on Instagram, all the design accounts that follow. You know, the stuff that we're doing here for the channel, you know, Room 250, putting the reels up on Instagram and then seeing more creative stuff on there. So it's constantly being exposed to it. I just put everything down and don't do anything. That's how I recharge and then go outside.
I think what I'll do this
and lift really heavy shit.
Once our season's over, once the season's over, I'll take a week and like just play video games all week. Because there's a game coming out. That new Warhammer game's coming out. I don't know if you're into Warhammer, Sly, but there's that new Warhammer game that's coming out. I don't remember the name of it, but it looks fucking dope, and I kind of want to play that. So maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm not really a Warhammer guy, but I am.
Shut the fuck up, Sly.
Looking at this new game. It's you play as an ant, and you run like an ant colony. I think it's cool. It's like you control like you're an ant part of a colony, and then you're controlling like where you get your resources, and you're fighting other insects for like territory. I think it's interesting.
I mean, I play all kinds of games, bro. I really play.
Are you like an actual like ant or like a character that's an ant?
You're
like,
an ant.
Like the movie Ants.
No, you are an ant, and then you walk around like, you know, like a forest floor or whatever, and you determine like what resources.
Tiny. Like it shows you like living on Earth.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see if I can get the name of it real quick.
He's like, yeah, I'd rather be designing than be a fucking ant.
Empire of the Ants. That's what it's called.
And so basically, share this.
Oh, you want to see this? Okay,
wasn't that a MOBA, Sly? Wasn't that a mobile game?
No. Oh, there might have been a mobile game.
Dude, that shit sounds whack as fuck.
I think it's interesting.
Don't knock it till you try it, Pete.
Okay, hold on.
I couldn't imagine.
I'm pulling it up right now.
I couldn't imagine being a little kid and like, Mom, I'm going to Sly's house. I'm gonna play the ant game.
Hold on. I'm getting through the ad. Okay. Let me share this.
Uh-oh. Where'd it go?
Empire of the Ants is really effective at
this is not even the trailer. I'm sorry.
Nah, you're good.
Wow. Oh, okay. Let me see this shit.
Trying to download, but Sly.
In the heart of the sleeping forest, a murmur.
Oh shit, you're an actual ant.
The first rays of sunlight awaken a community ready for action. The ants. With the end of hibernation comes a new set of challenges. Collect resources, secure outposts, fortify our queen's territory, and follow her plans for this new season. Welcome to the fascinating empire of the ants.
So you're just walking around
103
as an ant.
3, an inquisitive
Yes,
ant in a
but
world
you're
Can you die?
also.
suspected
Pause it real
dangers.
quick.
Yeah, I'm sure
Or
you
mute it.
Your
die.
mission: defend your colony against rival
Oh,
kingdoms.
here, I'll mute it.
Have you died?
So I'm sure, yeah, you can die, but you're part of an ant colony, and so you're determining, where you're going to
So is
go,
the
what
game-
resources.
Is this on PlayStation, Xbox,
PlayStation
PC?
5, yeah. PlayStation 5.
So you like control the entire colony, or you just one fucking single mindless ant?
You're
just
one
walking
ant,
around.
but you
Like right there, they're
control them,
fighting.
you're
Have
like-
you done that?
It hasn't come out yet. I haven't played it. It's coming out soon. Martin
okay.
was talking about a game that's coming out soon. So when it
Yeah.
comes
Oh,
out,
that's
I
right,
want to
that's
get
right.
it. Yeah, so it looks interesting because you get to fight other insects and control an army of
Alright.
ants. You're like, I
I-
would say you're like a commander, right? So you tell like an ant army, this is where you need to go to fight, and then you determine what resources you're gathering for your empire, where we should go, that sort of thing.
You're like, look, it took me 20 minutes to walk 10 feet.
I'm sure it's faster than that.
Mine
Is
is
this
better, Pete. Let me show you a preview of this. The one
Let's see what Martin is talking about.
I'm trying to do. All right. Hold on. Let me find the video.
I play
you
shooting
even
games and
able to
racing
share it?
games, so
I think so. I don't know why.
no, you
my-
couldn't share. Remember?
No, it's letting me now. All right,
Oh,
cool.
That's weird.
So this is
You
Warhammer.
just blew out everyone's eardrums.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
All right, let's see this.
I just muted.
Yeah.
So Warhammer, bro, Pete, you would love this shit, man. Warhammer's fucking dope. It's military.
Is
It's
it
fucking, like,
RPG or is it
Space Marines,
MMO?
bro?
No,
think
fool. I'm
it's-
talking about this perspective. Like
What kind of game is this, Sly? You're the game expert.
is it third person view, like Assassin's Creed?
Is it top down? I don't know. I
Top
haven't
down?
seen the
I don't know the right
trailer, so
words.
I don't know.
It's you're a character. You're running around and you're killing shit.
So like third
Yeah,
person
but
view.
is it top
Yeah, like that.
down?
There you go, right there. That's the gameplay right
Okay,
there.
so it's first person shooter.
Yeah, first person shooter.
Oh,
But
that's not a first person shooter.
yeah,
Or that's a third person shooter.
third
Yeah.
person. Yeah.
So it's like a loot
Mm,
loot and shoot and loot kind of game.
I mean, it
Yeah.
looks cool. I've only played like first. I mean, I know in Call of Duty you could do third person view or first person.
Yeah.
Um,
I love Warhammer, dude. Warhammer, their lore is fucking crazy. Like, it's all over the place. I think Pete, like, even if you don't like the video games, just the lore of it is like
the
super.
lord of it.
Yeah, it's really really cool.
Just
Yeah,
how you said
Well,
it, your
anyways,
face.
we've gotten really off topic.
I know. Bye guys.
Yes.
Let's
Um,
go. Time
bye.
for bed. Yeah. Well, are we
Uh,
done? Are we
Let's
done
get-
yet? Like,
Yes, we're done. We're
yeah,
done.
we're done.
For those of you that have made it this far,
Thanks.
please let us know. What did you think about our projects? Did you like them? Did you not? Do you think we should have done something else? Did you
Yeah.
have a preference for one versus the other? Please let us know down in the comments.
So
Other things that you can do, like this video. Subscribe to all of our channels. YouTube,
Follow our
Spotify, Instagram,
TikTok.
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 Our TikTok
and-
is user.
User at
good-
Room 250.
It'll get fixed.
It'll get fixed soon.
Yeah.
but-
in a month.
Put on notifications. All of those things help us out. They let
Yeah.
us know that you guys are watching it. I don't know what else to say, but let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Please let us know any and all of your thoughts. Also, if there's any projects that you think maybe we should do, we're always doing personal projects for ourselves just to sharpen our skills.
So I had an idea for a project that I brought up to the guys that I think is pretty fucking cool. And if you guys want to join us, that'd be even better. I said,
Let us know if you want.
Yeah. I said, let's pick a genre, like your favorite movie, like from the 80s, and we'll pick one, 80s or 90s. Pick whatever, like Terminator, right? Like, let's say I fucking love Terminator. And design the movie poster for it. Like your movie poster that you would design for a Terminator movie in the 90s. I think that'd be super cool. And the inspiration came from working on this movie poster. I saw this movie poster for The Lost Boys. Do you guys remember The Lost Boys?
Yeah, it's a vampire movie.
No.
Yeah. Fucking
You should
awesome.
watch it. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, and I was on Pinterest and I saw like this one design and I was like, this is not the official one, but this is fucking dope. And I was just looking at it and I was like, dude, I would love to like just let me find it real quick. It's just freaking awesome, dude.
Okay, while he's looking for that, let's do our last piece of advice. Pete, what you got?
Design advice or just life advice?
Just any advice.
Shit.
The air got real thin.
No.
Yeah, any advice? Design
let's
advice.
see. Design advice. If it's been more than 6 months or a year that you haven't done a fun project, do one. You owe yourself to do one. You owe yourself to do a quick illustration. You owe yourself just to do something fun and again, not forget why you're doing this. I mean, last night, just for the fun of it, I traced this Vegeta just to have it. I'm like, hey, I haven't done Procreate in a while. I need to do something. Because what we get to do for a living is super fun. So being able to do that again, it sharpens that skill and that passion, refuels that passion, because it is self-care in a way. Take care of that creativity that you've sparked, that you've treated, that you've grown all this time, and don't let it, fade away.
Okay.
Boom.
Martin, did you find your thing that you were looking for?
Yeah, let me give you my advice. So my advice.
You want to share it first?
Yeah, so I'll share it and I'll talk. My advice is don't forget the people that are with you when you're walking your path. Family, friends, make time for them.
Those are your number one supporters.
Yeah, because if you don't, then Okay, here we go. So here's the Lost Boys, right? This is the poster that I saw and I was like, fuck, this is fucking dope. I don't know if you've seen the Lost Boys, but like this right here, the vampires upside down, that's like a big ass scene in the movie. That's super dope. This guy with the glasses over here, that's like a big ass reference, and the reflection on the glasses, like fuck, it's fucking dope. And then the cool part is if like you turn this motherfucker around, it's like another design over here. Like this guy's the main villain right here. You flip it around, he's the one that like is on top. It's so crazy, dude. This is so fucking dope. Like,
well, I mean, they're bats. That's why they're hanging upside down, right?
Yeah. There's a scene in the movie where like they go into a cave and they're all just like that, and then they wake up and they just go. Yeah, super dope. And
nice.
So that was my inspiration for that, and I hope we do that. And
I think it's a great idea. And when this episode comes out, if we haven't done it by then, please let us know if you'd like to be a part of that, and we can set that up with our community that we can all do this.
Yeah.
So my last, I'll go for last for the piece of design advice. Go through the stuff that you collected. I recently started cleaning out some of my desk at work just to clean through some papers, and found some of the old artwork that I collected, some of my old sketchbooks, and just flipped through those, got some creativity, inspiration from it. Got to see the stuff that I used to do. That kind of stuff can just spark, your creativity again, or new ideas or things that you're working on. So go through your stuff. Yeah, don't just let it collect dust. But,
Martin's trying to leave. He's like, all right, let's go.
Right. Have a good night, guys.
That's my bedtime, motherfuckers.